oh, how do I talk about this without outing important people in my life that probably wouldn't want me to air their dirty laundry? Well, I'll just say it. Okay. So there was a big debate in my church about evolution. So there was an elder named Mr. Niles, and he was always a really, really nice guy. And we went to his house for dinner, and my parents really respected him. And all of a sudden, overnight, he became a villain. He had decided to start teaching evolution in a Sunday school. He had been, I think, going to a theology course through like some program at Duke University, which is a Methodist denomination affiliated school. So obviously, it's going to be a little bit more open than, yeah, Southern Baptist, in the middle of nowhere. And my dad just lost it. So Mr. Niles went from someone who was respectable in our family and we talked well of, to basically, it wasn't even that he was bad. It was like he didn't exist anymore. Like he just vanished from the earth. They would take me to these business meetings to discuss what to do about Mr. Niles and what to discuss about this thing called evolution that was corrupting the church, blah, 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 blah. And that's an example of how, like, do not bring an ocean to a child when all they can do is drink a glass of water. And literally, there was, a red carpet in the middle of the church to obviously represent the blood of Jesus that was spilled for our sins. And the bad people were on the left side, the people that were supporting Mr. Compton, Mr. Niles, and the righteous people, like my dad, were on the right side. And I just remember, these were my people. These were people that, like, they were pregnant with their kids the same time my mom was pregnant with me. Like, I don't remember a time of not knowing, you know, these kids who were my friends and, their parents. It was like something between community and family. It was more than more than community in that church. And I just remember all these people that I didn't realize were people. It's like they were God, I guess, to me in my very adolescent mind. All of a sudden, my innocence was lost because I realized these people are nuts. Like, I saw people I respected screaming at the parents of children that I'd spent the night with, like, just a few weeks before. And, my dad was one of them. And I lost a lot of respect for my father through that incident. And um, I don't know respect, but I definitely lost my innocence through that whole thing. And um, I remember this one lady. I won't say her name, but I really respect her. I talk about her in my book, and I've referenced her on this podcast before, I think. But she was a really wonderful lady. She played the piano at the church, and she just went up to me because I was doing what that Elmo kid did to me when he responded to my short. I was just spewing off about, like, how, oh, these people, they're going to hell, and I can't believe they believe in this bad evolution thing. And I didn't even know what I was saying. And she overheard me in the parking lot. And, I was just repeating what I had heard. And because as much as I love the people on the left side of the aisle, they weren't my mom and my daddy, okay? And they weren't responsible for, like, my spankings and my food, okay? So I was just saying whatever, parroting whatever my dad had said. And she just looked at me and she said, Patrick, there's no reason why we can't still be friends. And that was an example of what you were speaking about earlier, that man just bringing some grace and some truth and some dignity into a difficult situation. Like, I mean, that moment, as painful as all the other stuff was in that church, and like we left the church, and that was super painful for me to not, I mean, kind of like maybe what your kids are going through right now. Like, they've only known the church that y'all have gone to, and it was very painful for us to leave, for me. But that is the thing, the good part that I remember in that situation is her having a little bit more wisdom and mindfulness than the rest of the people in that situation, and just saying something true and eternal that will stick with me for the rest of my life. It's like, you can disagree with people and still be friends. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Please consider going over to patreon.com/Patrick A. Parker and subscribing. And while supplies last, when you subscribe, I will send you a version of my book, Becoming Who You Truly Are, on Audible. And until the next episode, I wish you nothing but the best on your life's journey to becoming all that you truly are.